Hi guys, welcome to Ancestor Says. If you are new to my channel, what's up? Make sure to hit that like and hit that follow button, become a part of GD Soul Tribe. And if you're somebody that's been rocking with me since day one, hey, please remember these are collective energy pools, so take what resonates to you and leave the rest behind. Understand that my energy pools are timeless, so whenever they come across you, yes, they are for you. These are collective messages, guys, so remember, this might be about you or anybody in your energy. If you hear a name, it might be to confirm you that we're talking to you, or it might be confirming the person that has something to do with the situation, or that it's about somebody in your energy, okay? However, if these energy pools do not resonate with you, even if I say your name and it's yours, know that there are many people in this world with the same name as you. So we're not necessarily talking about you, okay? So just sit back and enjoy story time in Tarot Land. Guys, the energy has definitely been shifting. It definitely feels way better than the other day. The name Kevin is relevant. That's one thing I wanted to make sure we make an emphasis on, that when you can tap into light, dark, and all that other stuff, you can you can come across some pretty aggressive ancestors. Not that they mean any harm. It's like some of them have less patience and less 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 endurance when it comes to repeating the same thing to us. And sometimes, and I'm saying I'm a part of collective, we all can be kind of hard-headed, you know what I'm saying? We can be. Y'all, if y'all want to donate to my channel, y'all can send it to my Cash App or PayPal, GEDESEER 1010. I'm also going to post a link to my new YouTube channel, because I'm going to be revamping and switching things around a little bit. So bear with me. I'll be explaining that more to y'all later. Oh, already the Chariot. Somebody's moving forward fast. But that goes with what I want to channel specifically right here, right now. So a lot of us struggled with us coming into like consciousness and our unawareness. You know what I'm saying? Because once you wake up, you wake up, but nobody likes to really talk about the grieving period of your old self, like the grieving period of just thinking things and let your subconscious give you things and you just letting it roll over your head, to confirmation, if y'all heard that beep outside, to you knowing that your subconscious is not for nothing and it's warning you and telling you. And especially if you have spiritual gifts, because the more awakened you are, the more sensitive you are to different places and people and things. And it's learning the balance of living in a world where you are awakened, conscious, and like activated, amongst like a world where a lot of people are not and they don't want to be, and being able to see more than they can see, and you not feeling the urge or not, and understanding you cannot save the world. You can save you, and you will be able to resonate and connect with people naturally that's meant to connect and resonate with you. October is very significant. February and July, the 27th, the 12th, the 7th, the 2nd, and the 10th is relevant. 17 has been coming up a lot. Y'all might be seeing 17 as well. Y'all also might be seeing 10. Somebody is 57. Y'all could be seeing somebody's birthday is August the 12th. Confirmation. Y'all also might be seeing 21. I've been seeing that a lot. 12, 8, 5, 6, 7. I've been saying all of that type of numbers, but I've also been getting a whole bunch of downloads on both sides. The downloads of what's going on, like more, but more so about people being in the energy and what's going on with them, and also about the collective and where they are. And like I said, I'm a part of the collective, going through these ascensions, and I've been getting a lot on aligning our conscious thinking with our physical movements, the way we react, the way we respond. Now, because me personally, I've been having to sit back the last few days and really like, what is the lesson or what is the test that I'm facing, and always trying to dissect that. I've come to the conclusion that after it's like the first cycle you go through your awakening, and I always will promote to everybody, somebody's name is Lily, okay? I always go by the letters LIPASIURC are relevant, confirmation, and E relevant, G relevant, D N is relevant, B Brown is very significant, Jenkins I just heard, that's significant as well. Somebody's name is Rose or Rosie, Paul, significant. St. Louis is significant, the area code 216. Okay. All right. So this energy pool is about a lot of the inner conflict you face. For me, like I was saying, I always promote you do like say you are getting a lot of signs that you have a certain gift or ability, and I'm gonna say like your intuition is on fleek, like you know things without knowing things, and you can test your intuition by yourself by using other things that are not like traditional, and doing a test or to help strengthen your gifts on your own. I'll give you an example of something that I do. So for me, I will use any random cards that I have, you know, and do my little cleansing or whatever I do with my cards, right? And I'll utilize them and let spirit give me a card from what that card has based on it, and compare it to what's in my head. I will dissect the message. After that, I will get my tarot cards as well, and I will pull tarot cards in the with the intention of it giving me like basically the same message that I'm getting off of whatever cards of like any regular cards I get, and compare and contrast. And a lot of times my spirit team goes a step further. I will start seeing commercials. I will start having envisions, little dream snippets of something that is very relevant to these random cards, my tarot cards, and what I'm intuitively getting, and they will all mean or say the same thing to me. That's how I test mine. A lot of times before you're comfortable with, or before you can get on here and start giving stuff out to other people, then you need to be assured in what you know yourself. You know, you need to be sure about what you're doing. Just like I'm telling y'all, we're speaking on right now, you testing your own intuition, and look at what cards on the top. I designed that gnome sign, which for me, when I see this, is I use myself and customize intuition design test for me to see signs that I like. I know when I know I'm no. Like, you're not crazy, because that's the first thing people do. Signs. I designed that gnome sign. I designed tests for myself to test my own intuition. So when I'm on here giving my messages, I'm very confident, and people take that confidence and try to say you're egotistical, but I'm definitely not egotistical. I'm confident in what I'm saying because I've already tested my knowledge. 911 on the clock. 2023 is relevant. 2010 is relevant. Somebody's 33, somebody's 31, somebody could be 30. But I've already tested mine. The second card, as you can see, a boat cannot float on the road, right? You can't give out knowledge to other people about something that is unfamiliar or you're not even aligned with. So for what I'm getting is, if you don't believe in it, how can you show, teach, or get a good, solid understanding of it without that first step of like, without that first confirmation within you, that solidness in you to know that what you're learning and what you're doing is something that you are sure in. If you can't if you are not sure in yourself about what you know, what you're doing, what your calling is, the journey, your gifts, and all that stuff, it's no way that you can come on here and try to convince other people that that's what you believe in. That's another thing of like integrating your spirituality, your gifts, your knowledge, and what you know, period, without a shadow of a doubt, to other people, because that's a for energy frequency, whether you know it or not. You could talk about things all day long and pretend like that's something that you believe in, pretend like that could be the character that you embody, pretend like that's things that you believe in, pretend like you believe in all this other stuff, but internally you don't. And a lot of people that I know I resonate with are of the 144, are gifted, are chosen, and we go through a phase where we want to believe more than we actually do, and a lot of times that's where those sour moments come in at, and Lord knows who wants a tower. But they are inevitable. They're inevitable for this process, because if this was something so easy for everybody to believe, then they would be, you know. And another thing I was getting is like I've been watching this documentary called Skinwalker Ranch, and it also gives you information about the what is it, UA something task force, which is a government program that studies foreign objects and things, you know, they see in the sky that they use, that they literally try every single scientific method to test for a reason of why this and that happens, things that they can't deny, that's confirmed to them by the naked eye, and about just record, you know, that they try to use everything under the sun, literally trying to figure out why that is and why that happened and what that is, that they just simply don't want to just accept the fact that it's shit out there that we can't see. It's shit out there that we don't know about, which goes back to the common sense of things, where confirmation, we don't even know how big outer space is. But we're not going to get all into that. For me personally, I've always been somebody that's into science, that's into religion, that's been into spirits, that's been into history. Like, I love all that. I love history, I love science, I love the studies of multiple different religions. I love just everything. For me, spirituality is all of that mixed in one. You apply the history to things, scientific knowledge, your knowledge on religion and the phases and the different religions, and like all of that is all blended into one. That's why it's not under one specific title. It's just being a spiritualist and understanding the world, understanding confirmation, if y'all heard that beep, it's understanding life in every aspect and melting it all together. You know, that's what spirituality is to me. I grew up in a Baptist church, Baptist Christian, it's all the same to me. I explored Jehovah's Witness religion. I explored in Buddhism. I've explored all types of things. Even I've never played in the dark, but I've read up a lot of the dark, like Ouija boards and spirits and conjurings and rituals. I've studied so many different aspects and areas, and a lot of times to myself, so I could form my own opinion or process that information for myself, you know, and not have other people on there. Also, I see the word goat, and then I see on the back like brain, like it's all types of stuff. When I see paint, I think of chakras. When I see the snail, I think of you. You know how you progress slowly but surely, you know how they say the last shall be first, the first shall be last, type of thing. It makes me think of so many different things, you know, not just that. When I see the train, I feel like, you know, trains very rarely derail off track, you know, but, you know, unlike a car or a plane, you know, the person that is controlling the wheel can alter the track, but on the train, you're being guided. The train is being guided by the trails. Now, that's how my brain works. My brain works like that 24/7. And being that my brain works like that 24/7, it's always been like, oh, you're weird, oh, you're different, oh, you're odd, oh, you're slow. But really, it's like, actually, you're slow because you don't understand what I'm saying. But it's complete common sense, you know. When you think of a train, it is guided by a track. What other means of transportation is guided by a track but a roller coaster? So either you're gonna be on a train and you're gonna be guided on a track that takes you to a specific destination. Y'all know I stutter when I channel, and a lot of times you rarely hear the train having issues on the way, but roller coasters, you hear shit about roller coasters all the time, and they take you upside down and round and round. So a lot of times for me, it refers, a roller coaster is more like a karmic cycle. While you are being divinely guided and you awaken, you are on a train track. You're being guided to your destination, or you can choose to take the other route and be on that roller coaster. But that roller coaster is always going to take you on many different swirls and roars. It always got hills, and then you go down hills really fast, and then sometimes you climb back up them bitches fast. And a lot of times, anytime you're climbing up a hill on a roller coaster, you're going back down that bitch fast, and the speed tends to change. You know, it jerks you, it pulls you, it shakes your ass up. You might be sick by the end of that motherfucker. You know, might be sick in the middle of it. Make people pass out. You know, some people keep having that adrenaline rush to go back on it again, while some people never want to get on that ride again. But a train ride is always steady. It's steady. It's going on a steady path. It's the slower means of transportation, but it's steady. You get it? If that was meant for you to understand, you would understand that. So, the point of that is, know that it is a grieving process. When you first awaken, sometimes it feels pretty depressing. And I say it's pretty depressing because it's like, damn, you understand the role of life, and it's like a lot of that, and you are to have fun and you are to enjoy it, but you also know that it's purposeful. as well. You know, it's purposeful. Whether, no matter what your purpose is, because we all have different purposes. It's to be in purpose and also learning how to enjoy the gift of it. So we have somebody understanding that. That's a King of Pentacles. That's been understanding that. See, I had my deck this way and it was standing this way. Somebody starting to awaken to that. Somebody that was feeling powerless in their situation, and them understanding that their need for control has got them in the situation that they're in, and them understanding that need for control is not nothing. And I also see somebody's third eyes activating, somebody's throat chakra, and somebody's solar plexus. That means somebody can see and they're a reader like me. I'm getting that somebody is a motivational speaker, or their words, their voice carry power. And somebody else is their solar plexus creativeness. You know, your ability to make art. And you can make art in whatever way and form that you see. Somebody is a Gemini, somebody's a Capricorn, and I got a Leo and a Virgo. I'm feeling like there's a lot of people. I got fire signs, earth signs. Somebody got fire and earth in their chart. Somebody sun sign is a earth sign, and somebody's sun sign is an air sign. I also got water signs over here. But I'm seeing that somebody's emotional too right now in their spiritual awakening. We all go through that. Somebody's learning how to receive the messages within nature. Somebody's been testing their ability like with nature, and that is such a good thing, because like that's one of the things that when you learn to connect that and you see a reaction with your own physical eyes, that shit is like you can never go back. But any type of way, what's understood don't need to be explained. This is a message specifically for my 144. Y'all may be saying Slusu as well. Y'all also may be saying 1010. And then I feel like, all right, when we get to the test of those matters, the thing of integration is where the test come in. Okay, you went through your cycles. You learned how to address toxic people. You learned how to pull your energy back when needed. You learn how to walk by faith and not by sight. You know, blinded. Walk by faith, not by sight. Take a chance. You know, you learn to tap in with your third eye, or you're learning how to test yourself to confirm these things. You are learning to be the master of your craft. You're learning to recognize the signs. I mean, and this is a process you have to I'm not going to say conduct, you got to go through yourself in order for you to get and understand it. Because people can tell you all day, I could sit here till my mouth turn blue and you could hear me and it can make sense to you, but it don't really seep in until you know what you know. You know that definitely is true. You know that, oh yes, that just happens to me. Just like us that get confirmations. It's something that's visibly for the eye to see. A lot of us readers are really connected. We'll be reading things will just ding ding ding. Most can say, oh, that's just somebody beeping outside, or that's just messages going on, but you don't hear it at no time until somebody says something exact specific that's a fact, and they say ding. So it can be interpreted many different ways, but it's up to you to stand on business in terms and what you know and what's going on around you. You cannot control everything in your life, but you can control your mind, how you move, confirmation, and you can control the aspects of what you are embodying, what you're putting out. Okay? And just know that anybody that's on your frequency will come to you. And even if they're not on your frequency, they are on the road or headed to be. It's something that you have to offer to the collective. And your specific way of being able to process it and to execute it, that brings those particular people your way. Everybody has their own niche, especially when it comes to readers and spiritualists, and you know, we all have things that we are stronger at than others. So stop comparing yourself to other people. I was getting that as well. Okay? It's not a competition. Everybody has their own way of doing things, their way of explaining things, their way of seeing things, and like I said, the way of confronting things. Everybody does. Page of Swords. Some of us, a lot of us are new in the game, so of course we look up to other people, but looking up to somebody does not mean mimicking them. Taking heed to their advice does not mean copying them. That means finding your own way, your own niche, your own execution, and learning how to master your own craft, not nobody else's craft, not steal somebody else's words. And just because we're in the all of the same energy does not mean all our confirmations or all our deliveries are going to be the same because we're in the same energy, but look how many people are in the masses. So we each have confirmations for specific groups that resonate with us and of our vibrations that are aligned with us. And then for the next, we all might be seeing the same, saying the same thing in different ways, seeing the same things but interpreting it different. We interpret it different because we interpret it to align with the mass that is aligned and being led to us, especially in that certain timeline. We all might be reading the same energy, and somebody else might be reading for a group of people that might be in the Midwest, and I might be reading for a group of people in the East. So our confirmation is not going to be the same. Our delivery interpretation not going to be the same. Our vision is not going to be the same. Somebody might resonate with people that's been in the game longer, and they are too. They are guiding the newly awakened guides, and some of us are guiding people that's just literally waking up from the matrix. So the energy might kind of be the same, but we're not going to interpret the same. We're not going to get the same readings. It's not going to be exactly the same. And sometimes some confirmations are, especially since this crazy, like a lot of us for the last couple of weeks since the moon cycle is this crazy coven group that a lot of people is picking up on. And the confirmations of a lot of us are the same because it's the same group of people, but it's different aspects or different situations and different people that's within this group. But the energy seems kind of the same. But again, looking up to other folks and learning from them our ancestors don't guide us to them to copy them, to copycat them. It's for you to learn and go within yourself and figure out your authentic way. Figure out how you see things. They are to teach you how to decipher things, but it's up to you to figure out how you interpret and process things, where you are, what you need to do, what it means to you. Just like we call God. Some people say God. Some people say Jehovah. Some people say Yahshua. Everybody say different names. Some people say universe, but it all is in regards to acknowledgement and gratitude for the same soul, God, the Creator. It all means the same. Doesn't matter how we put it. Now, what's different is our morals and beliefs. And everybody has the right to stand on what morals and beliefs they want to stand on. That's up to them, and that's up to you. However, it's all still the same. People are using their own imaginations, creations, their own way of expression right now, because I've seen a lot of people waking up. It's like that. It's a mass awakening. That's why the spiritual warfare was so heavy. But there's a lot of people, because I see a sun energy as well. Sun is like waking up. But there's a lot of people waking up and using their own creative abilities, using their own gifts to create their own thing in terms of spirituality and what that means to them, which I feel like is helping awaken a whole different. It's helped awakening so many people on different levels, because it's not like put to one set structure of how you are to use your gift and how you are to display or heal or express with your messages. It's giving us the ability to be ourselves and to attract people that think like us and view things like us, and be able to grow and maneuver in a way that's comfortable to us, even if nobody else understands, and that just brings more people of like minds together. And like I said, whether you use them for good or bad, that's just what it is. I got heavy on Libra. There's Libra, Geminis, and Aquarius that have been stabilizing their root chakras in earth signs. They have been in their bag. Somebody's been digging in their own self. When I say digging in your own self, you've been going internally and inside of you and really dissecting your beliefs and why you believe in the things you believe, and exploring other theories and other religions and other ways, and you're just taking it all and putting it. It's like a melting pot, and I love that. Like I love that, seriously. And that's what's going to help you move forward rapidly. Like, nobody can put you back to sleep, because somebody's been really using their throat chakra. All right, we're going to do the inner words cards. This is going to be very quick, but I did want to do a positive energy read. Like, I don't like doing negative energy reads, but however, you can't control what's coming out in the energy. So today I really, really was like, okay, before I get into anything that's other than educational wise, because it's something I've been learning, is like integrating. Oh yeah, and that's what I was gonna say. That's where the test come in at. Once you learned all your lessons, you see your results, and you're awakening, and your conscious is alert. You tend to go through the same repetitive cycles to see what did you learn this time and how you're going to react to these situations now. It's like, how are you going to react to these situations now that you are conscious, even if you feel like it's repetitive, right? Because a lot of times you go through the same cycles, maybe a different person, different body, different energy. Like you might meet somebody that embody the same damn energy as your ex, and this time these red flags that's going off in your head, you know that they're not just red flags. That's your conscious speaking to you. Are you going to stick around, or are you going to leave? What are you gonna do? Everybody's against you. Everybody wants to say you crazy because you're telling them stuff that you see and maybe they can't see. But slowly but surely those things really happen. Are you gonna back down and hide because people are saying you're crazy? Or are you just gonna keep moving forward, focusing on you, because you ain't harming nobody. You're just doing what you know that you're called to do. And then when things play out on the 3D, those same people that said you was crazy, they're gonna be looking for your help. But that's never gonna happen if you give up on you just because of people's popular opinion. Everybody's been wrong before. But you forget the part where the person that didn't know nothing was right about everything they said, even if they were the only one standing on business about what they knew, even not being able to explain how you know. For me, I can explain it because I know what's going on with me, and that's my business. It's not even mine. I have to explain. You're not hurting anybody. I'm gonna tell you how you know you are moving in the right direction, and you know what you know is when you have a lot of opposition. A lot of opposition, because there are so many things that's done in a way of not being seen that people don't want to be seen, that they will push it the metal, push the pedal to the metal until it's no way around it being seen. And that's the world we live in right now. And right now we're in a situation where it's like getting to the you can't push that pedal no more, and shit is being seen. Like, go watch that documentary I'm telling you about, Skinwalker Ranch. It's a documentary on Netflix. Go look up what is it, UP something. I wrote it down. It's a task force for unknown objects. It's literally a government program. Look it up, okay? I'm not into conspiracies. I like to talk about facts. And all facts can't be seen, and some of them that can be seen can't be explained, but it's facts. Solitary witness, like I said, a lot of people are going within themselves. They're taking advice. They're testing their intuition. They're testing the spirits. And let me remind you of this. All spirits aren't good spirits. So make sure you're careful when you are asking for guidance. You're asking for God and the Holy Spirit directly, or you're asking for healed. And you banish anything other than what you want around you. After you ask for it, you banish anything from other than what you want to be around you. If you are too loose when you are calling in guidance, you can get unhealed ancestors. And now I got that off of another reader, but I cannot remember her name. She just so happened to be went across my timeline talking about, yes, you can call in ancestors, but them ancestors could be unhealed. Some of them could be dark. But make sure you're sure about what you're asking to be connected to. That's a big thing. Yes, I read light and dark. Yes, I have light and dark ancestors, but I only deal with ancestors and spirits that's closest to God, connected with God, and I let God choose who he gonna send to guide me. And that's gonna be based upon the situation that I'm in, but I always go to him first. Him and the Holy Spirit. And I'm going to tell y'all my famous line. If you believe in God, then you believe in spirits. If you believe in prayer, you believe in God hearing you. And you believe in him answering you. Or you're wasting your time. One or the other. If you think that you believe in prayer, but you don't believe in the answer, you better check yourself. And a lot of people judge readers. And I'm going to be big on there because I'm an advocate for spiritualists. I'm an advocate for readers. I'm an advocate for our gifts. And I don't care what anybody say. They don't believe in the shit because they can't see it, but they believe it's a very biased way of thinking, and I will never accept that. You're not going to tell me people be in church catching the Holy Spirit, but people can't channel messages from the Holy Spirit. How? Sometimes you have to ask yourself stuff that's plainly in front of us that we're blinded to see. See, that's what an illusion is. It's like you're told one thing and you was to believe one thing in one way, but then you exclude every other way. Why is it the other ways excluded? Why? Who said that? Most of the time, the people saying stuff like that, the people trying to oppress stuff like that, are the people that wants to be able to profit off of it. Like, that's it. Just like they make you believe the only person that can prophesize anything from Holy Spirit or God has to be a preacher. Why? Was everybody that prophesied for God a preacher? No, some of them were dream interpreters. And they work for the king. I'm not saying they didn't pray and stuff, but they weren't preachers. They were like, they work for the king. They're a dream interpreter, literally. Y'all read the Bible, right? I mean, if you haven't, then it is what it is. If you have, cool. But I know I resonate, like I always say, religious and spiritual people. I just like to make it make sense. I just don't take what people tell me and just believe it. Now, I don't always sit there and say, oh, you're wrong. I believe in people believing what they want. And I listen, process it. But at the end of the day, I'm always going to stand 10 toes on what I believe. And I've always been quiet about it. And that's something that my ancestors been really pushing me on, is being vulnerable and saying what I feel and being authentic. And this is me. The next thing I got is the private universe, inner depth, personal awareness, internal world, limitless potential, intercepting, INT, whatever that's called, patterns, quiet reflection, intuitive guidance, inner vastness. Within the quiet sphere of your awareness orbits an entire cosmos. I don't even know if that makes sense. Your private universe holds infinite wonders waiting only for you to gaze. I told y'all. Which is exactly what we were just talking about. You going within, sitting, being in solitude, finding confirmations in your own comfort with you and spirit, building the relationship between you and your spirit guides. Whether it's your ancestors, whether you just have a spiritual team is made up of a few different things. You have deities, you have ancestors. The Holy Spirit is like the supervisor. God is the boss, the CEO. This is my perspective. God is the boss, the CEO. Your Holy Spirit is the general manager. Your ancestors, your deities, and all that stuff, that's like supervisors, managers, employees. Just like it's literally like a well-oiled machine. But the part you play as a chosen, as a spiritually inclined being, you have to go inside to figure it out. You have to figure it out and build that bond between you and your ancestors and your spirit team. And that is something that you have to do, learn, and grasp yourself. That don't mean you got to be single. That means when you're first going through your awakening, or I'm not going to say first going, because the first going through is you understanding and believing. Without a doubt, you closing out cycles, understand what cycles you in, why, learning about your lineage, your bloodline and stuff. And then you start building a closer bond with them, learning how the signs speak to you, learning what the signs are for you, learning what you are capable of, learning where your magic resides in you. And how do you get there to the highest ability of it? And what exactly are you here to do? What is God looking for you to do? What is it that you need to address in terms of your lineage, your actions, and entwining that spiritual awareness with your physical? Like knowing my family got an issue with being promiscuous. I'm gonna talk on the divine masculines. All the men in my family are used to have more than one woman. They're never satisfied with one, but this is the way we go. Knowing that that's consciously an issue, you making it business and making it a goal of your own, that I'm gonna be okay and I'm gonna be solid with one person, because I know that not being able to settle, or being uncomfortable with settling, or feeling like I need all these women so I can carry on this macho man look with my bloodline, my family, is ultimately not run. Being focused and factual. That's what I see. Learning, again, you see how these two different things, learning how to merge the physical, this tree, and your spirituality. You see, mental, the things you can hear, see. You see, it's two, a nose, an eye. You see the top of the head. I'm interpreting to you just from me looking at it. Being able to align these two together, to merge these two together, but stay connected. Also building solid roots, especially if you're called to work in the spiritual industry. Making solid roots, using your gifts. But you see the sunshine, Everything's not going to always be light. There's always going to be opposing factors. But if you are a light being and being very confirmation, open, proud, and illuminating things, even if it gets hard. Now you see around this card and all of them like that. I'm just noticing, because for me it's lighting up a little bit more on these colors, your chakras, learning how to cleanse them, learning how to connect, like just being able to continue to go through that phase, accepting who you are in your position and learning how to integrate your light with your dark, learning how to apply what you've learned to the next go round, because that goes back to, I know, and this message is all over the place, but if you meant to understand, you understand, and it's all pertaining to one subject. But learning how to, for real, be able to connect with the real world and your spirituality, not having to morally give or take less from the other, balancing them out, knowing that just because you're light doesn't mean defend yourself. Don't defend yourself. Just because you're a light being, that doesn't mean to be walked over. Just because you believe in God, that don't mean you gotta look or gotta be or be presented. But just because you believe in God, that don't mean you have to believe in God and move on the same standards as everybody else. You don't have to look or take a certain position to be a messenger for God. I don't have to go and be a preacher and stand on a stand. I could use my God-given gifts of what I can see, hear, feel, vision, and these cards to get the message out on a more relatable level. Period. I don't have to stop believing in what I believe in as long as I'm not hurting nobody and it's working for me, just because other people don't agree or look at it different or strange. I don't care. I've always been strange. People always said, oh, I was weird before I even started reading cards. But the problem is the strange and the weird they were trying to paint on top of me like I'm stupid or I'm done. Be very meaningless once I start articulating my way of being, my way of thinking, and how I see things, because it makes more sense than half the people that accuse you of being crazy. It's like, oh, she speaks. That's what I hear. And you have more common sense and more knowledge than the people that try to point their finger at you all this time of years. And people get silenced. Some people get silenced, confused with unawareness. And once you're aware, because at first when people do stuff or say things and throw shots at you, you feel like you got to defend yourself. You got to defend your character. You got to defend, your energy speaks for itself. And your movements and your actions tell the story. So you can speak up when you want, but exalt your energy. Especially when there's a bigger crowd believing in whatever they want to believe in tonight. It's not your problem. It's not your business. It's not your problem. It's not your job to worry about what other people think of you. Your job is to deliver the messages and plant your seeds so you can reap your harvest. Because with any harvest that comes, big or small, there's always going to be naysayers trying to pick from your garden. I knew, see, I didn't believe it when they said you was this. I didn't believe that was happening. I always knew it was something more than the eye could see. I always believed in that. I always knew that. Oh, yeah, I burn candles too, but yeah. Yeah. You're building long-term success. You have clarity about who you are and where you're going. You were born a leader, and you protect your right to have your own beliefs. You protect your right to be who you want to be. You protect your energy by not indulging in the fuckery. You don't waste your time on things that's not worth your time being wasted. You don't let things bother you or disturb you, your mental or your energy, that's not worth even the thought. People take that as offensive. You understand that a lot of people don't understand your energy, and those that do, you don't gotta explain it. You understand the value of silence. I'm not arguing. Everything reveals its own self, no matter what way God chooses to reveal it. You are only in control over you. Don't expect to be perfect. Be honest about your mistakes. Be honest about how that mistake helped you grow, whether it was negative or positive. Because it might knock you down 2 steps and then you get in a rut and knock you down 5 more steps and you have to end up climbing more 8 rather than 2. But that's life. What is that to be embarrassed about? Always remember, the people judging you 9 times out of 10 got bigger skeletons in their closet, and that they are trying to put the spotlight on you to cover up bigger shit that they are trying to hide behind your back or other folks' back. And when you don't care about what people do or say or what they're trying to hide, like when you understand that nobody's actions can really, really affect you unless you let it, because even if their actions affected the road you was on, there's always other routes. You have this piece of no understanding. And the only person that can help you get there and dissect it for you is God. There are people that actually is here to help. Once you enter in a reality with yourself in terms of who you are and what you mean to you and what you deserve and how you can stand on your own and on your beliefs with or without the peanut gallery, that you embody an energy of strength that intimidates a lot of people just because you cannot be swayed. Understand that when you go in through awakening, you're shifting and you go to depths that some people don't understand. And also going to their depths kill this old side of you and this old way of seeing. And a lot of that is killing the toxicity and shit in the way that you allow it to affect you. It changes the way you move. And yes, sometimes the toxic ways, it was more sometimes it was fun. Sometimes it felt fun because you were seeing results immediately in the physical. But you are not paying attention to the long lasting results of even more trauma and just negative behavior and consequences that you won't be able to escape. You gotta face. But everybody's seeing you as an Ace of Cups. You was in hermit mode, and everybody's seeing you as the Eight of Cups. They ain't saying you slow no more. They like, somebody felt like you was hiding who you were all this time. Now they're listening and watching you, and they're listening to you and your logic, and they thought that they knew you, and they realized that they didn't know you at all. Everybody that sat there like, oh, she's dumb, she's stupid. People are really jive embarrassed because they want to know how much you know of what they did and what they said behind your back. Because now it's no question that you are who you are. Now it's no question that you are a chosen masculine, that you are a chosen female. Now it's no question that some things you sat back, you knew, and you watched, and you was letting it happen because it was all a part of God's plan, and you knew it. While they thought they were getting over on you, you were watching them. While they thought they were cloaking their energy spiritually, like you didn't know what was going on spiritually, and you weren't watching it happen on the physical end. Now these people are looking like, damn, it's a King of Pentacles that want to come moving towards you fast because he knows you to go. He saw your future, and he didn't think you saw it. These people saw your future before you saw your future, but now they see things are changing for you rapidly. You're moving on. You have ascended. You are going to celebrate. People feel blinded by the way they treated you. They want to know if you know. These people are on the physical world. They want to know if you know all that they did to you spiritually. Confirmation. September is significant. September the 18th. They want to know if you know what they did in January, in March, in April. Confirmation. Okay. The letters D, O, R, A, S, and H. The letters J, K, G. And some people know that you know. That's why they can't look at you, because they feel embarrassed. Somebody wants to come clean because they've been watching you. They're like, it's no way, because I see justice is coming for her. And she's been resilient. And she is who she says she is. People know they're in judgment. Now people are really looking like, damn, she cool as fuck. I like her little weird ass. I like that bitchy bitch. That's what I'm hearing. And these males, they're the women that fumbled you, wishing, woulda, shoulda, coulda. Like, they took it as you being nice, you being sweet, you been caring, you giving them access, was being weak the whole time. You was trying to show them what love is. And they like, damn, they want you back. These women are realizing they fumbled you all because they thought that they were using you. That's where they're fooled at. It was some good masculines paired up with some karmic feminines, and it was karmic feminines paired up with some divine, both ways. Now these people are waking up. It's a wave of masculines waking up that's about to be teamed up with these wave of feminines waking up. And I gotta say, it's a lot more masculines waking up right now. It's like a huge, huge wave of masculines waking up. Everybody just been learning their lesson, grieving their consciousness. I'm sorry, it's funny. Because I went through that phase. I can remember, like, I don't want to know. I don't, you don't want to know. And that's who God gives the most information to. You know why? Because He trusts you. He trusts you with sacred information. He trusts you with high frequency knowledge because he knows you're not going to abuse it. He knows you're not going to manipulate it. He knows you're not going to use it to take advantage of other people. And that's the reason why some of these people, he gave some of that little bit of that power to show them why they aren't in certain spots or seats. You know how if somebody wants to wear your energy or crown, but they don't want to take all that comes with it. They don't know how to handle all the empathic emotions and mental stages of the emotions and the visions that you have to, they don't know how to take it. They wanted to wear your energy. They wanted to wear your energy, and this is for some divine feminines and masculines. This is really for a lot of this collective. They wanted to wear your energy because the benefit of it, but they did not know that that benefit comes with a lot of responsibility, because you earn the rewards by working in your calling. Working in your calling takes a lot of guidance. Guidance takes you being able to feel a lot of people's feelings in different situations, like some hard ass situations, some shit that people never come back from, people that confirmation, that things that people can never find forgiveness for, in terms of family, in terms of relationships, in terms of kids. And you are somebody that has to feel it and work it through and help people get in a place where they forgive other people themselves and still be able to love. And some of these people that wanted to embody your energy still ain't address their own traumas, so that made their obsession and their need for the power and control and being able to numb out shit and be able to call in shit to the 3D world, become so obsessive that now that the time is over, they don't want to let it go. Some people are going through healing and they're understanding what they say, something about heavy as the load of the person that wear the crown. Like that crown that you got is heavy. You can call in it as much as you want. The more you call in, the more you better be able to carry and to stay grounded, balanced, and be able to articulate real knowledge. Be articulate real advice, and you got that from real experiences for others to be able to do the fucking same. You cannot fake healing, and it does not happen overnight, and it hurts. However, once you are, you know what I got tired of people saying? I'm telling y'all, I was triggered by so much. Was on top of all this shit. I was a very impatient person. I had to learn patience, because it's like I would think, oh, I did heal from that. I don't care, and then boom, I'm put to the test. But I have to control emotions in terms of a certain aspect of a cycle that I swear I was healed from, and it was just a little bitty piece that was still left that would make me twig back. Some of y'all are still going through healing. Somebody's starting to dissect and understand what's the big deal about healing. That's what I was heard. While others are already healed. And some people are teaching how to heal. And a part of that was learning how to take the high road. Let people think who they want to think. The gossip and the rumors worked for a while. People really thought you were crazy. People really thought you were bitter. People really thought you was hurt. They thought you was a whore. They thought the nigga was a simp. They thought this nigga was a pushover. They thought they was tricking you, sir. The whole time, they was only tricking themselves off their spot that you gave to them, knowing that they were the type of person they was. But you saw the good in them. Men go off of potential too. Men be sitting there waiting for women to change. And some men think they have to fight with their ego, because men be thinking because of who they are, what they look like, and what they got, it's going to be easy to change a woman. But there's a lot of men learning that, don't save her. She don't want to be saved. I want to be saved. They say that, but do they really? And they're realizing the one that was helping save them, they let get away. But that was the point of the lesson. We didn't know what you had till it left. So then you got something that you thought that was the same but weren't the same. So now you learned the difference in between the two. Now you have to learn how to let go and how to look within yourself for that stability or that need that you usually get from women. Yeah. And the women learning their worth, learning how to love yourself and not be codependent. Not thinking, oh, that's just how he is. No. You can be like that all day, but you ain't being like that with me. And I'm okay with you going over there and me staying over here. I'm still gonna be me, love me. That's what it is. Just because you're just because you with self, that don't mean you can't take action and move forward. Just because it's gonna be a little harder, that don't mean you can't do it. It's up to you. And there's 100 ways to, what did they say? To skin a cat. I don't believe in skinning cats, y'all. I love animals. Don't believe in all that mess. It's not what you do, it's how you do it, and it's the intention behind it. And that doesn't mean to walk around thinking every man is like that. Oh, every man's horrible. All men are cheated. No. Just that's the cycle you was in, and that was a good person to teach you. Now everybody have free will to want to change or not. And if they don't and you do, and you stay, you sacrificing yourself. They not sacrificing you, you sacrificing you. Now, if you leave and they spiritually be doing all that weird, you know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother ballgame. We ain't even gonna go deep in that. We're gonna stay on this surface level. Now, I know this was around the corner and up the block. There's a lot of people that's gonna have reward and recognition because of how much growth you went through and you learning how to discover yourself and to have gratitude in the simple things. That's beautiful. Go, Divine Collective, masculines and feminines. A lot of men are learning how to let go, and they're in solitude. There's men that's coming back into alignment and union with their own self before they had the good woman and the bad woman. Okay? So I'm proud of y'all. People are deciphering situations they were in of deception. And I heard a lot of people talking about how. Please stop. Don't be so hard on yourself. Everybody has been through deception. So that was the message for right now. I will be on here later doing some channeled messages, but I wanted to get that out. That was really good energy, guys. And at this point, I send your energy back to you, hopefully with clarity and understanding. I call my energy back to me, sealed and protected. And if anybody's saying anything towards me and my collective, even though this is a lighthearted message, you know they are weird, return back to you. And as I always say, remember to pray. Bye, guys.